So when we talk about the 21st century skills compared to the 20th century skills, there's a lot of difference compared to 20 and 21st century. One important thing, as you all know, critical thinking. The process of thinking is different here. Another one is creativity. You need to be very creative. Another one is communication. This is the whole purpose of your association today here, to improve the communication skills. So communication is the most important aspect of 21st century. Another thing is collaboration. In 20th century, we used to compete each other, because we were told that we need to compete each other, you need to be the first person in the class, you need to be first in the entrance examination. But in 21st century, we believe we need to work together and we need to collaborate. I don't need to elaborate what is meant by collaboration. And these are the differences in 21st century skills. As technology becomes more integrated in our lives, and in order to adapt, we need to teach students to use technology efficiently, effectively, ethically, appropriately, and respectfully. Everybody is important. We need to teach our children to use the technology in the most efficient manner, the most effective manner, and ethically. Because nowadays the corporates, there are many corporates, they teach their employees boost the income of the company. So we need to teach our kids, and you are also in bigger positions in companies. I feel that was not at all up to, not correct. Appropriately and respectfully, because when I belong to a particular nation, I should have respect to my citizens, the citizens of my country. At the same time, I should have respect to the citizens of other country. I am now world realizing it. I give you one simple answer. Earlier, they were all thinking about my country should become prosperous. Now there is a big headache for them, the global warming. You know about global warming. If India is producing more carbon, it is not only affecting India, it is affecting the entire world. So, more carbon footprint is affecting the whole world. So, the world is thinking we need to collaborate. Because one part of the world is decaying, it has an effect on the other part of the world as well. So, we need to be more respectful. So, these are all the challenges in 21st century. And just comparing the old school and new school, it was time-based, but now it is outcome-based. This is the outcome. You can finish this as early as possible, then you can go to the next task. Next one is textbook driven. Earlier we were all totally depending upon the textbook. Now it is research driven. Earlier it was passive learning. Students are just listeners. They have no role in teaching and learning. But now it is active learning. Children are in the center. The teacher is the facilitator. Teacher-centered. Earlier teacher was the king. Because I have undergone all this transformation. I have been teaching for the last 30 years. When I started teaching, I was the king in the class. And now, if you see my condition, there are many kings and queens in the class. Earlier there was only one kind of test, pen and paper test. But now there are different types of tests, computer-based assessment, even asking small questions, and the responses from the students are also assessment, formative assessment, summative assessment, lots of things. And print. Earlier there was only one way of communication, it is the print the papers, or something written on the board. Now we have multimedia, like videos and applications, mobile apps, there are lots of things. Isolation, this is the major difference. In 20th century, children were sitting alone. They were learning themselves. And they knew that I should get good marks and I should make sure that none of them get good marks. That was the idea in 20th century. But now we realize I should get good marks and I must make sure that all my classmates also get good marks. And I am working in a team and I should get the skill to work in a team collaboratively. This is a drastic difference from 20th century to 21st century. So now don't tell your kids to see you be the first in the class. You tell your child to collaborate with your friends and learn something from your friend and give something to your friend. And facts and memorization. But nowadays it is different. It is higher order thinking. This is again a major shift in education. Earlier, those who can memorize the most were the winners. Even now, we don't need to memorize everything because we have an external memory. You know what it is? We have an external memory. It is in your hand. It is the search engines. You want to know what is the height of the Everest? You don't need to memorize it. Just type. And who wants to know the height of the Everest all the time? When you need it, you need to know how to get the information. So we teach children not to memorize it. We teach children, suppose you need to know something, how do you get it? What should be the keywords you need to type? And which are the good websites you need to go and search for it? And which are authentic? Because when you type something, you get lakhs and lakhs of information. You should know how smart you are to try and get the right information. So these are the shift in 20 and 21st century education. I'm not going into it in the same day. Teacher, director, learner, director, direct instruction, interactive exchange. Now we are coming to the big story of Howard Gardner. I said in the beginning about a great man. He was associated with the Project Zero of the Harvard University. 50 years back we started. And he is a psychologist and he used to treat patients also. And he found something wonderful, which is some people who have brain damage for some reason, maybe accident or some reason, a certain part of the brain has been damaged. And he found they cannot use the language effectively. And some other people who has damage in some other area, they cannot visualize. Some people have different part damage, they have a lack of skill in some area. Then he found the parts of the brain has something to do with skills. And all our skills is not everything integrated and a unique identity, but they are different. Then he tried to associate all his findings and he framed and he found a theory. It is called the theory of multiple intelligences. So instead of saying intelligence, he called it intelligences. He's a professor of cognition, has received honorary degree, author of 29 books, created the theory of multiple intelligences, which states there are at least 7, but later he modified, he added 2 more, now there are 9 intelligences, ways that people understand and perceive the world. The theory of multiple intelligence was developed in 1983 by Howard Gardner, professor of education, suggests that the traditional notion of intelligence based on IQ testing is far too limited. Instead, Gardner proposed 5, but later 9 different intelligences to account for a broad range of human potential in children and adults. The biggest mistake of past centuries in teaching has been to treat all students as if they are variants of the same individual and thus to feel justified in teaching them all the same subjects the same way. This is what he criticized. All kids are not the same. They are all different. Some are good in music, some are good in drawing, some are good in playing, some are good in listening, some are good in interacting with people, some are good in working alone. So we shouldn't teach everybody the same way. Every child has the right to learn in his own way of learning. This is the revolutionary theory for it. These are a synopsis of your brain. And talent mapping. We have developed, myself and Hussein sir have developed a intelligence assessment program. We call it multiple intelligence assessment. We have described in our paper, and we have a website also. You can check out the website for more details. And he calls intelligence is the ability to solve problems or to create products that are varied within one or more cultural settings. This is the definition of Howard Gardner on intelligence. Now we come to the multiple intelligences. There are 8 of them, but later he added one more intelligence called the existential intelligence. I think you already know because CIGI has been doing this service for long. you have the differential aptitude test, and I think CIGI has the first organization to